Welcome to Game 3 of the 1994 World Series replay using on-base baseball. The series is tied 1-1, and we're going to the Bronx. So we're going to be in Yankee Stadium. And for game number 3, the starters in today's game are Jim Abbot for the Yankees, and who's a left-hander, and who's a left-hander for Toronto? Jeff Fassero. So pretty young Jeff Fassero starting here. Should be a good matchup. We got our lineups all squared away. So for the visitors, it's going to be Marquis Grissom, the visiting Expos. Grissom in center, Will Cordero at short, Moises Alou in right, Larry Walker at first, Cliff Floyd in left, Sean Berry playing third, Juan Bell playing at second base, Lenny Webster in this game catching, and then Rondell White is going to be the DH for this game. Since we're in an AL stadium, I'm going ahead and playing the DH rules. For the Yankees, Luis Polonia on left, Mattingly at first, Paul O'Neill hitting third and right, Mike Stanley hitting cleanup in this game as a catcher, Wade Boggs hitting fifth, Jim Leyritz is the DH, Bernie Williams in center, Mike Gallego at short, and Pat Kelly making his second start of the series at second base. We got our lineup set, we got our ball roller ready to go, and again we're playing off of the Cards and Dice engine. This is the downloadable, essentially the core of on-base baseball, and in this game Jeff Fassero is going to be pitching out of the third column, and I don't think I ever looked up Jim Abbott, so let's check him out. Okay, it's taking a little longer to load. That's 1994, and let's just do a quick calculation. 692 divided by 24 starts is going to be 28. 29 is how many batters he can go. That'll be his stamina. And he is pitching, so 5.19 FIP that year, 4.55 ERA, but 5.19 FIP. And so that's what we'll go off. So he's going to be pitching actually out of the, where is it? He's going to be pitching out of this first column. So Fassero had a 3.52 FIP, I think, so he's here in this column. And this is going to be the column for Jim Abbott. So it could be a rough day for the Yankees. Let's see if he can get in and out of the innings well enough. So what did I say? I said he's a 1 and 29. So we'll see. There might be a Yankees might have to turn it into a slugfest in this game. All right, let's get started. First batter for the Expos is going to be Marquis Grissom. There's a 4-6. And a 4-6 off the pitcher card is going to be a single. So Grissom gets the Expos started with a base hit. Grissom at first base is pretty fast. I think we're going to try to steal with him. Let me. What is his speed? The speed is a 7.7. So anything that's a 7 or below on the D9, he would be safe. So we're going to go ahead and try steal with Grissom. And so we're looking at the D9 number here. Okay, so it is less than 7, less than 8, I guess. And he is going to be safe. So we're going to say stolen base to second. Sorry. Okay, so he's still second, runner on second base now with nobody out. If I wanted to steal with him again, to third, his steal number would drop to a 6 or below. So there's a little bit better chance of throwing him out. I'm sorry. Yeah, you lose 1 on the steal. I think I've got that down here, maybe. No, it's in the rules, the quick start guide. Okay, Will Cordero batting at shortstop. He is hitting second in the order. And let's see, it's going to be a 6-6 and a 6-6 to Cordero. That'll be a single, so back-to-back singles for the Expos, and the runner's going to advance to third. So with less than 2 outs, only advance as many bases as the base hit was. So Jim Abbott already in trouble here. Moises Alou stands in. He's a 3-hole hitter. There's a 2-6, and a 2-6 for him is going to be, yeah, he's in the 4th column, so that's going to be a single for Alou. So that's going to drive in 1, and it'll push the runner from first to second. So the Expos strike first, get one run here so far in the top of the first, still nobody out, and 2 runners on. Larry Walker stands in, and a 2-6 to Walker, also a single. So killing them with base hits so far. So that moves everybody up, and now bases are loaded with nobody out, and Cliff Floyd stands in. There's a 2-3, and a 2-3 to Floyd. Let's see, is it 2? That's going to be a ground out with an error check. So it's a ground out to the shortstop. And let's see if there's an error. No error on the play. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to go fielder's choice, 6-4. So that's going to move. 1 run's going to score. 1 run's going to go to runner's going to go to third, and then we'll have a runner safe at first as well. So let's go 6-4. And the runner from third will score. He's going to advance to third. The runner on first will be out, and he'll be replaced. So they concede the run early in the ball game, playing back and trying to get 2. And here's Sean Berry, third baseman. There's a 1-5, and a 1-5 to Berry is going to be yet another single. So the Expos are laying it on. Only 1 out in the inning, so runner's going to advance to second. 3-0 now, Montreal here in the first inning. Abbott is struggling here. 1 Bell. There's a 1-4 to Bell, and that's going to be a double. Wrapped off the left field wall. And a 2-bagger is going to score the runner from second, and the runner will move to third. So 4-0 now, Expos in the top of the first inning, and 2 runners on and only 1 out. Lenny Webster steps to the plate. There's a 1-5 and a 1-5 to Webster. Is another base hit, so the Expos are really laying it on them this game. So that's going to be another run in, and it's 5-0 now with the DH Rondell White standing in. There's a 1-1, and a 1-1 to White is going to be a ground out. You see, that could have been a lot worse, but it becomes a ground out to the shortstop. Again, the shortstop's going to go to second base, and so that's going to be a fielder's choice. It'll go 6-4 again, and run from third is going to score, and it's going to put a runner at first base 1 more time. So now 6-0 Expos in the first inning, and the runner at first base with 2 outs. We're batting around in this so we're coming back around to the top of the order. Marquis Grissom, who started it all off with one of the many hits. Here's a 1-2, and a 1-2 to Grissom is going to be a ground out. Runner advancing, I don't think is a big deal. So it's a ground out to the third baseman, and mercifully, that's going to be the end of the inning. But not a good start for Jim Abbott and the Yankees as they give up 6 runs on 7 hits. No errors in the first inning. So the Yankees have a lot of work ahead of them. And they got some firepower in here, though. So Luis Polonia, the left fielder, stands in. He's going to be facing Jeff Fassero. Fassero, again, is pitching out of the third column here. So there's a 5-6. 5-6 is going to be a strikeout. And Fassero gets Luis Polonia looking. Fastball low and away. And he took that for strike 3. Don Mattingly, first baseman for the Yankees. There's a 3-6 and a 3-6 to Mattingly, who's a 2. It's going to be a fly out with an error check, so a fly out to right field. Could be an error on the plate. Let's check out the right fielder. Right fielder is a Lou. He's a plus, so he can only make an error on a 1, so he will just get there and make the play. So that's going to be a fly out to right. 2 down in the inning now, and Paul O'Neill stands in. There's a 2-6. 2-6 to O'Neill is going to be a single, so he gets a base knock. 1 runner on, 2 out. Mike Stanley, the catcher, stands in for the Yankees. There's a 2-3. And a 2-3 is going to be a ground out with an error check, so ground out to the shortstop. No error on the play. Shortstop snags it, tosses it over to first, and that's going to be the 3rd out. So no runs on 1 hit for the Yankees. And the top of the 2nd, Expos up 6-0 after a huge outburst in the first inning. Will Cordero, it's a 5-6. Okay, Cordero steps to the plate. It's going to be a walk or a hit by pitch, and it's a 9 there, so it's going to be a walk. So again, Abbott having some trouble starting in the 2nd inning. So Moises Alou, the right fielder, stands in. He had a single in his last at bat. There's a 1-6 and a 1-6 to Alou. It's going to be a fly out with a runner advancing. So deep fly ball to right field, hangs up a little bit, and Cordero is able to make it to second base. Larry Walker hitting now in the 4 hole. There's a 1-1. And a 1-1 to Walker is going to be a double. So he's got a single and a double so far on the day. With 1 out, that runner's going to score, so they add to the lead. Now 7-0. Expos over the Yankees. And Cliff Floyd is in the box. Here's a 4-6, and a 4-6 is going to be a single off the pitcher card. So that's going to move the runner over to third. The runner's at the corners with 1 out, and Abbott looking for a ground ball or just something to get him out of the inning. Sean Berry to the plate. There's a 2-5, and a 2-5 is going to be a fly out, so that'll do. Fly out to left field. Larry Walker not with great speed. So everyone's going to hold. At least I don't think Walker has great speed. Let's see. Average 5.6. There's no real burners on here. And Sean Berry would be okay to steal with, and we saw Grissom. Also Lou Frazier, I guess, if you had to bring in a runner. So Juan Bell steps to the plate, 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Bell playing second in this game. There's a 1-2 and a 1-2 to Bell. He's a 2. It's going to be a ground out, and it will be a ground out to the shortstop. He'll go the short way. Actually, let's just get him at first. That'll be the easiest thing to do. So tosses it across the diamond. Gets Bell out at first, and the Yankees give up one more. They're down 7-0 going into the bottom of the second inning, facing Jeff Fassero, the lefty for the Expos. Here's Wade Boggs, 2-3. So 2-3 is going to be, that's going to be a ground out. This will be a ground out to the third baseman. So Boggs makes the first out of the inning. And brings up Jimmy Leyritz. Jimmy Leyritz hitting in the 6th hole today as a DH. There's a 2-6 and a 2-6 to Leyritz. So that's going to be a single, so he gets a base knock. Leyritz is aboard with one out in the bottom of the second inning. Bernie Williams, the center fielder, stands in. There's a 1-2 and a 1-2 to Williams. It's going to be a ground out with the runner advancing. So he's going to ground out to the first baseman, but no chance to get the runner at second base. So it's going to be, we'll say 3-1 on the putout. And runner advances. Brings up Mike Gallego, the shortstop. There's a 1-3 and a 1-3 to Gallego. It's going to be a ground out. So that's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. So Barry over to first, makes the play. Yankees get no runs on one hit and still trail the Expos big, 7-0. Lenny Webster, the catcher, the Expos, stands in the box. Here's a 1-5. And a 1-5 to Webster is going to be another base hit. It's going to be a single. Yankees are trying to stick with so in steps Rondell White. He is the DH for today's game. He is 0 for 1. Okay, so here is the pitch to Rondell White. This is Abbott against White. That's a 3-5, and a 3-5 is going to be a blank. And for Rondell White, who is a 2, 3-5 is going to be a strikeout. So it's going to be a strikeout swing for the first out of the inning. So still a runner at first base, and one out here in the top of the third inning. Expos getting around to the top of the order now. Marquis Grissom stands in, and that's a 1-3. And a 1-3 to Grissom is going to be a ground out. So a ground out to the second baseman. So we're going to go fielder's choice on that since there's a runner here, but it's not a double play. So we'll go fielder's choice 4-6. And the runner will be out at second. And at first base will be Marquis Grissom. Grissom's not going to steal here with the Expos up 7-0. So we'll just let Will Cordero hit away. Pitch to Cordero. It's a 1-6 and a 1-6 to Cordero. It's going to be a fly out, and that'll be a fly ball to right field with 2 outs. Don't have to worry about the runner advancing. And so that's going to be, actually, let's go back on that. I did the strikeout instead. So we're going to say that's going to be a fly out to right field, and that'll end the inning. So the Expos go down. They don't score any runs for the first time this game. And we go to the bottom of the third. The bottom of the order is coming up against Fassero. So it'll be Pat Kelly, and then back to the top, Polonia and Mattingly. And there's a 5-6 from Fassero, who's in this third column. Yeah, it's going to be a strikeout. So that's a strikeout swinging. And Jeff Fassero is cruising so far in this game, giving up only 2 hits in the first couple of innings. Luis Polonia, the left fielder, stands in. There's a 2-3 and a 2-3 to Polonia. is going to be a ground out, and that's going to have an error check on it. So it's a ground out to the shortstop. Could be an error. Let's see. Shortstop for this game is Will Cordero, and he has a minus, so that is going to be an error on the shortstop. So Polonia makes it to first with the error on the shortstop. Okay, so the Yankees have a runner at first base with one out, and Don Mattingly stands in. There's a 6-6 and a 6-6 to Mattingly, who is a 2. Yep. So a 6-6 is going to be a single for Don Mattingly, and that's going to push the runner to second base. So Yankees getting something going here in the bottom of the third. They have 2 on and 1 out, and Paul O'Neill, the 3-hole hitter, stands in. O'Neill with a single in his first at bat. There's a 3-6, nothing there for Fassero, and a 3-6 to Paul O'Neill is going to be a fly out to left center, and so left fielder reaches up and puts that away. All the runners are going to hold, and brings up Mike Stanley. There's a 1-1, and a 1-1 off of Fassero is going to be a strikeout, so he gets Mike Stanley looking to end the inning. And let's change that to strikeout looking. Oh. And that moves us on to the top of the 4th inning. Still 7-0 Montreal over the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. So not a great start of the game for the Yankees. Moises Alou, so the middle of the order coming up for the Expos. Alou, Walker, and Cliff Floyd against Jim Abbott. We're going to see. Let's see, Jim Abbott. He's at 20 batters so far. We'll try to gut him through another inning, see if he can get through. There's a 4-6, and a 4-6 is a blank. A 4-6 to Alou is going to be a strikeout. So that's a strikeout swinging for Moises Alou. Jim Abbott gets him swinging. And that's going to be the first out of the inning. Larry Walker stands in. He is 2 for 2 with a single and a double. There's a 1-3 and a 1-3 for Walker. It's going to be a ground out. It's a ground out to shortstop, so they retire Walker for the first time today. Goes 6-3 on the put out. And Cliff Floyd, left fielder for the Expos, steps into the box. There's a 2-2. 2-2 is going to be a double. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a home run. So we're looking in this first column. So that's going to be a solo home run for Cliff Floyd. So he gets his second home run in the series. And that pushes the lead to 8-0. And Sean Berry, third baseman for the Expos, stands in. Here's a 3-4. And a 3-4 to Berry. He's a 2. So 3-4 to Berry is going to be a double. And so back-to-back hits here for the Expos. Puts a runner at second base with 2 outs. And Juan Bell comes to the plate. There's a 1-2 and a 1-2 to Bell. It's going to be a ground out. So that's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. And that will end the inning. Keep doing that. So we're going to say that's a ground out to the shortstop. Okay, and that ends the inning. So Abbott gives up one more run. Probably going to replace him in the next inning. He's just not quite as bad as after the first inning, but wanted to try to get a few innings out of him so as not to squeeze the Yankee bullpen too much. Wade Boggs stands in against Jeff Fassero. Boggs 0 for 1. That's a 3-6. And a 3-6 to Boggs will be a fly out. So that's a fly ball to center field, dead center field. And Grissom reaches up and puts it away. Brings up Jimmy Leyritz. Leyritz is DHing in this game. He had a single in his first at bat. There's a 4-5, and a 4-5 to Leyritz is going to be a fly out. and that's a fly ball to left center field. Grissom ranges over and makes the play. And brings up Bernie Williams. Williams playing center field in this game. So there's a 1-2 and a 1-2 to Williams. It'll be a ground out, and that's a ground ball right to the first baseman. First baseman picks it up and tosses it to the pitcher covering, and they get the third out of the inning. So the Yankees, no runs on one hit and one left on. That's right. Oh, I'm sorry, no hits in that inning. They didn't have any hits, so still down 8-0. The Expos move into the 5th inning, and we're going to get a new Yankee pitcher here. Okay, the new Yankee pitcher is going to be Sterling Hitchcock. You can see here 4-1 record, 4.20 ERA, 23 games, and started 5. And so he's going to get in. He can go 10 batters faced. So he's going to be the new Yankee pitcher coming in. So let's see if he can get the Yankees to a place where they can start scoring some runs off of Fassero. It's going to be tough, but he's pitching out of this 3rd column, so it should be a little bit better outcomes for the Yankees. Here's Mike Gallego, and he will not be batting now. We're in the bottom of the 5th, so it's the the top of the 5th inning. I'm sorry, and the Expos are coming to bat. It's going to be Lenny Webster, the catcher for the Expos. There's a 2-4 and a 2-4 to Webster, who is a 2. It's going to be a double play or a strikeout, so it's going to be a strikeout. So Sterling Hitchcock comes in and gets his first batter via the K. And Rondell White, the DH, steps in. There's a 1-3 and a 1-3 to Rondell White. It's going to be a ground out, and that's a ground out to shortstop. So we go 6-3 on the putout. Gallego to Mattingly, and Marquis Grissom, center fielder, comes back to bat. First batter in the lineup. Here's a 3-6 and a 3-6 to Grissom. It's going to be a fly out, and that's a fly ball to straightaway center field. Williams takes a few steps back, reaches up and puts it away. And a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Yankees there. Maybe a good sign of things to come. The Yankees are going to send up the bottom of their order against Fassero. It's Gallego, Kelly, and then back to the top of the order with Polonia. So here's a 2-6 and a 2-6 for Gallego. It's going to be a ground out. And right back to the pitcher. The pitcher takes it and tosses it over first, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Pat Kelly, second baseman, stands in against Jeff Fassero. It's a 1-6 and a 1-6. It's going to be a fly out, so it's a fly ball to left center field. Grissom ranges over, makes the play. And Luis Polonia now stands in. He's 0-for-2 on the day. He reached on an error his last at bat. There's a 1-6 and another 1-6. It's going to be a fly out, so it's a fly ball to right center field. And the right fielder makes the catch and ends the inning. So still 8-0 Expos over the Yankees as we head to the top of the 6th inning. The Yankee pitcher is Sterling Hitchcock, so he is standing in against the he'll be facing the heart of the order here, so Cordero, Alou, and Larry Walker. There's a 2-5 and a 2-5 to Cordero. It's going to be a fly out with an error check. And so it's a fly ball to left, so let's check the error. No error on the play, so Polonia ranges over and makes the play. It's first out of the inning. Moises Alou, the right fielder, stands in. There's a 3-5 and a 3-5 to Alou is going to be a walk or hit by pitch, so it's not a 1, so that's going to be a walk. And Moises Alou makes it to first. He's got Expos have one runner on now, And 1 out in the inning. Larry Walker steps up to the plate. There's a 3-6, and a 3-6 to Walker is going to be a fly ball, and that's to center field, and the center fielder is going to make the play. So Williams is there. Runner's going to stay at first. And Cliff Floyd, who homered in his last at bat, he's 2 for 3 on the day. Here's a 4-4, and a 4-4 to Cliff Floyd is going to be a walk. Oh, he's a 2, right? He's a 2, so not a walk, but a single. So Cliff Floyd with a 2-out single is going to advance the runner to third base. So now the Expos with runners on the corners with 2 outs and Juan Bell at the plate. There's a 3-5 to Bell. 3-5 is going to be a strikeout. So it's a strikeout looking, and the Expos can't capitalize there with the runner in scoring position. So the Yankees will be batting in the bottom of the 6th, still down 8-0 in the game. And let's check out Fassero here. Jeff Fassero, he's at 19 batters, and he can go 20, 29, I believe. Can go pretty far, so it's looking like maybe a complete game here. 28, he can go. So unless he gets into some trouble, he's probably going to be able to make it through here. The Yankees have Don Mattingly coming up. Let's see. Here's a 3-5. 3-5 to Mattingly is going to be a strikeout, and that's a strikeout looking, so Fassero gets him on a curveball. Mattingly can't pull the trigger. And Paul O'Neill stands into the box. That's a 1-2 to O'Neill. And a 1-2 is going to be a ground out, and that's a ground out to shortstop. So the shortstop up with it and over to first. And so that's going to be out number 2 in the inning. And Mike Stanley. Stanley struck out looking his last at bat. Here's a 3-6. 3-6 to Stanley. It's going to be a fly out. And so Fassero gets the Yankees 1-2-3 again. That's a fly ball to left field. Cliff Floyd puts it away for the 3rd out of the inning, and that takes us up to the top of the 7th inning. I need to bring in a new Yankee pitcher here. Hitchcock is at 8. He can go 10. So let's see if he can get him through another inning here. Juan Bell stands in for the Expos. There's a 3-5, and a 3-5 to Bell is going to be a K. So he strikes out looking. Beautifully placed fastball. And that'll be the 1st out of the inning. With the Lenny Webster, the catcher, he's going to step into the box. He's facing off against Sterling Hitchcock for the Yankees, who's come in to provide some good relief for the Yanks. There's a 4-5, and a 4-5 is a blank. 4-5 to Lenny Webster is going to be a fly ball and a fly out to left field. So he hits it down the line, and the left fielder Polonia gets there, makes the out, and that's going to be the 2nd out of the inning. Rondell White now steps in. He's 0 for 3 on the day. He's the DH for the Expos today. Here's a 2-3, and a 2-3 is a blank. 2-3 is going to be a ground out with an error check. So it's a ground out to the catcher. We'll see if the catcher makes a play. Possibly. Let's see. Stanley is a plus, so that is not an error. He gets the ball. He tosses to first. It's a little wild throw, but Mattingly is able to get it and step on the bag. And so we go 2-3 on that out. And that gets the Yankees out of the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Yankees are down 8-0. And they are still facing Jeff Fassero, the lefty for the Expos. Boggs, Leyritz, and Bernie Williams come to the plate. So there's a 6-6, and a 6-6 to Boggs is going to be a single. So he gets his first hit of the day, and the Yankees get a runner on first. Nobody out with Jimmy Leyritz coming to the plate. There's a 4-6 and a 4-6 to Leyritz, who's a 3, I believe. Yeah, he's hitting out of the third column. So 4-6 is going to be a double play or a strikeout. So that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Fassero. And I'm going to start the double play here. It's going to go 4-6-3. So the Yankees just not having any luck on the day, as they get their runner wiped off the bases there. And Bernie Williams, center fielder, stands into the box. That's a 2-6, and a 2-6 for Williams is going to be a single. So that double play comes up big. And Williams at first base with Mike Gallego standing in the box. Here's a 1-3. A 1-3 to Gallego is going to be a ground out, and that's a little nubber to the catcher. And so the catcher goes 2-3 on that ground out, gets the runner at first, and gets the Expos out of the inning. We're heading to the top of the 8th inning, and we're going to bring in a new Yankee pitcher here. New Yankee pitcher is going to be, Don Paul. Paul comes into the game in the 8th inning. He can go 7 batter space, so we'll see how he does in the 8th against the top of the order. So Marquis Grissom, Will Cordero, and Moises Alou. That's going to be a 6-6. He's Don Paul's pitching out of this third column here. So a 6-6 to Grissom. It's going to be a single. Is that right? No, he's in the second column. Yeah. So 6-6 is going to be a single. That's not right. Let's try that again. It's going to be a single. And Grissom is at first base with his second hit of the day. Will Cordero stands in the box. That's a 3-3 to Cordero. And the 3-3 is going to be a double. So runners now going to get second. Runners at second and third. And nobody out in the inning with Moises Alou coming to bat. He is 1 for 3 on the day. The single and a run scored. There's a 2-6 to Alou. And a 2-6 is going to be a single. So he gets a base knock. And he's going to drive in one. They're going to hold up the runner from second. And the score is now 9-0 Montreal. Cliff Floyd stands into the, Larry Walker stands into the box. There's a 3-3, a 3-3 to Walker. That's going to be a double for Larry Walker as he brings in another run. Base runner on first is going to go to third. And still nobody out. Runners at second and third. And the game is starting to slip away from the Yankees. There's a 1-6, and a 1-6 is going to be a fly out with the runner advancing. So a fly ball to center field, and that's going to score the runner from third. Runner on second is going to wind up at third base. So here, and we're going to score this one and advance to third. So now runner at third base and one out with Sean Berry, the third baseman, standing in the box. There's a 3-4. A 3-4 to Berry is going to be a double. So you can chalk up another run on the board. That's going to be 12-0 now, Expos. With Juan Bell coming to the plate. There's a 3-6. And a 3-6 to Bell is going to be a fly out. So it's a fly ball to right field. Not gonna try to tag up here. I don't know why I keep adding the strikeout there. It's a fly ball to right. Runner's going to stay at second base. And Lenny Webster, the catcher. There's a 2-4, and a 2-4 is going to be a strikeout. And it's going to be a strikeout looking. So Don Paul gets the strikeout looking to end the inning. Let's go ahead and change that. And the Yankees will come to bat. Jeff Fassero, let's see, how's he doing? Fassero's still in the game. He is at 26 batters. Yeah, 26. And I believe he can go 28. So he's got the Yankees here in the bottom of the 8th. Might need to bring somebody in. In the 9th inning, what I've been doing is downgrading him one column. So maybe try to get him a complete game here. It would be a complete game shutout at this point. Pat Kelly is leading off in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's a 2-5. And a 2-5 to Kelly is going to be a fly out with an error check. So fly ball to right field. No error on the play. And the right fielder makes the play for the first out of the 8th inning. Luis Polonia stands in. He's 0 for 3 on the day. There's a 5-6, and that's going to be a strikeout off of the pitcher card. And he gets a strikeout swinging. Don Mattingly, he is 1 for 3 on the day. And there's a 3-6, and a 3-6 to Mattingly. It's going to be a fly ball. And I'm sorry, he's in the second column. So that's a fly out to center field. Center fielder ranges over, Marquis Grissom. And he makes the play, squeezes it for the third out of the inning. And that takes us to the top of the 9th inning. I tell you, we're just going to leave Don Paul in there and try to see if he can close out this game. So he starts it off well. He gets a strikeout of Rondell White. Gets him looking. And Marquis Grissom stands in. He singled, scored in his last at bat. There's a 4-6, and a 4-6 to Grissom is going to be a double play or strikeouts. So that's going to be a strikeout swing. So 2 Ks for Don Paul here in the top of the 9th inning. Let's see if we can finish it off with Will Cordero. That's a 2-2, and a 2-2 off the pitcher card is going to be a double. So Will Cordero gets his third hit of the day. He's got back-to-back doubles in the 8th and the 9th inning. And here's a 2-5. This is to Alou. And a 2-5 to Moises Alou is going to be a fly out with an error check. So fly ball to left. No error on the play. And Polonia squeezes it for the third out of the inning. And that's going to end the day for the Expos. The Expos going to the bottom of the 9th inning up 12-0. Let's see about Fassero. So Fassero's at 29. He's officially past his stamina, so we're going to drop him down to this third column. I'm sorry, he's going to drop down to this second column. He started here in the third. So let's see if he can finish out the game. He's got a shutout going, 5-hit shutout so far. And Paul O'Neill stands in. There's a 1-5 and a 1-5 to O'Neill. Is going to be a ground out. So it's a ground ball to the second baseman. A hot shot, but ultimately it ends in a 4-3 put out. Mike Stanley, the catcher, steps in for the Yankees. That's a 2-4 and a 2-4 to Stanley. It's going to be a strikeout, and he gets caught looking for the second time in this ball game. And Wade Boggs stands in with 2 outs. In the bottom of the 9th inning, Yankees down 12-0. And what does Boggs have here? What does he have? He's got nothing there, so Boggs stands in and hits a triple. So a 3-bagger for Boggs as he gets his second hit of the day. And Jim Leyritz, the DH. He steps up. Here's a 4-5. And a 4-5 to Leyritz is going to be a fly ball. And it's pretty deep to right field, but ultimately the right fielder is there, and he makes the play. Alou ends the ball game, and that's going to be it for the Yankees as they go down 12-0 in game number 2 to the Expos. They just had no answers for the Expos lineup today, and really had no answer for Jeff Fassero, who throws a complete game shutout, 9 innings, 6 hits, 6 Ks, and no walks, and Jim Abbott with a really rough start. Don Paul, not so good, but a nice line from Sterling Hitchcock, who came in and shut down the Expos for a little bit. But the big storyline, look at all these RBIs here. Cliff Floyd with a big home run, and Larry Walker with 3 hits on the day. Not much happening over here with the Yankees. Wade Boggs hit the double there at the end, or triple there at the end of the ball game, but not much else happening for the Yankees. All right, so the Expos come into Yankee Stadium and they take the game 12-0. That's 2 games in a row for the Expos after dropping the first game of the series to the Yankees at home. And game number 4 will be at Yankee Stadium, and that will be coming shortly. So that's it for game 3. Expos win, and they are now up 2-1 in the series, and Yankees looking for a little redemption in game 4. All right, I'm going to leave a link to the to the place where you can download the on-base game engine chart. That'll be in the description below. This is sort of the new updated version of the game engine chart, so I'll get that uploaded today, and with a little bit of branding on it, and just clean some things up a little bit. So I've added this column here in the middle to make it a little bit easier to just sort of move across the with the roles, and different roles for different places. So, and then these are all of the main rules that we have for remembering as you're playing the game. What do you do when you want to steal, using splits, which we don't have on here, but doing some of these extra sort of plays and things like that in the game. All right. Well, I think that's it for game number 3. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.